All right, adventurers, buckle up. Today we're diving into a world so wild, so bizarre, and so grossly fascinating it'll blow your mind. We're talking about the dung beetle. Yep, those tiny poop-rolling superheroes of nature. Don't let the word dung fool you. These critters are the unsung champions of our planet's ecosystems. And trust me, their story is way cooler than you'd ever imagine. So grab a snack, maybe not a chocolate truffle, and let's roll into the hidden world of dung beetles, nature's recyclers. Picture this, a bustling savanna, alive with elephants, zebras, and rhinos. They're eating, roaming, and, well, pooping. A lot. Now, what happens to all that dung? Does it just sit there, stinking up the place? Nope. Enter the dung beetle, nature's cleanup crew. These little guys are like the super efficient janitors of the wild, turning poop into treasure. But they're not just cleaning up. They're saving ecosystems, boosting soil health, and even helping fight climate change. Yeah, I said it. A beetle that rolls poop might just be saving the world. So what's the big deal about these beetles? Why should you care about a bug that's obsessed with dung? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to be cheering for these tiny recyclers. We're going to uncover their mind-blowing adaptations, their surprisingly spicy social lives, their role as ecosystem guardians, and the challenges they face in a changing world. Plus, I've got some wild stories and jaw-dropping facts that'll make you see dung beetles in a whole new light. Ready? Let's dig in. Let's start with the star of our show, the dung beetle. Now, when you hear beetle, you might picture something cute like a ladybug, or creepy, like a stag beetle with those big pincers. But dung beetles? They're in a league of their own. There are over 6,000 species of dung beetles worldwide, from the African savanna to Australian outback, and they've been around for millions of years, perfecting their craft. And what's that craft? Turning animal poop into a masterpiece of recycling. Here's the deal. When animals like elephants or cows drop a pile of dung, it's not just waste, it's a nutrient goldmine. But if it sits there, it can attract flies, spread diseases, and release greenhouse gases like methane into the atmosphere. That's where dung beetles swoop in. These guys break down the dung, bury it, and mix it into the soil, where it becomes fertilizer for plants. It's like they're running a 5-star composting service and they're doing it for free. Think about it. Without dung beetles, our grasslands would be littered with poop piles. Plants would starve for nutrients, and ecosystems would start to crumble. These beetles are the ultimate recyclers, keeping the circle of life spinning. And here's a wild fact to hook you. One dung beetle can bury up to 250 times its own weight in dung in a single night. That's like you moving a mountain of pizza boxes before breakfast. So how do they pull off this superhero-level recycling? Let's zoom in on their incredible adaptations. Okay, let's get up close and personal with these beetles. At first glance, they might look like any other bug. Shiny shell, 6 legs, maybe a little horn if they're feeling fancy. But dung beetles are built like nature's perfect machines, with adaptations that make them masters of their messy domain. From sniffing out dung to rolling it like pros, these guys are engineered for success. First up, their sense of smell. Dung beetles have noses, or rather antennae, that are so sensitive they can detect a fresh pile of dung from miles away. Miles! Imagine you're at a barbecue and you smell fresh burgers grilling from the other side of town. That's the kind of superpower we're talking about. Their antennae are like high-tech radar, picking up the faintest whiff of their favorite snack and guiding them straight to it. And here's where it gets wild. Dung beetles don't just find the dung, they race to it. It's like a poop Olympics out there, with beetles sprinting to claim the best pile before their rivals. Once they arrive, they get to work, sculpting the dung into a perfect ball. But rolling that ball, that's where their next superpower comes in: strength. Dung beetles are ridiculously strong. Some species can roll dung balls up to 50 times their own weight. Let me put that in perspective. If you were a dung beetle, you could push a car down the street with your bare hands. And they don't just push, they navigate like champs, using the stars, the moon, and even the Milky Way to keep their dung balls rolling in a straight line. Yeah, these beetles are basically astronomers with a side hustle in recycling. Now, you might be thinking, okay, they're strong, they've got a great nose, but what's the big deal about rolling a ball of poop? Oh, my friend, that dung ball isn't just a snack, it's their lifeline. It's food, it's a nursery for their babies, and it's a status symbol in the dung beetle dating scene. Which brings us to their spicy social lives. Buckle up, because things are about to get juicy. Welcome to the dung beetle soap opera, where love, rivalry, and poop balls collide in a saga of epic proportions. You might think dung beetles are just lone rangers, rolling their balls in peace, but nope. These guys have a social structure that's as complex as a reality TV show. From flirty mating dances to fierce battles for dominance, their world is buzzing with drama. Let's talk romance first. When a male dung beetle wants to impress a lady, he doesn't bring flowers or chocolates. He crafts the most perfect, roundest, smoothest dung ball you've ever seen. It's like his version of a love letter. He'll roll it up to her, show off his strength, and if she's impressed, they'll team up to bury the ball underground. That ball becomes their baby nursery, where the female lays her eggs. Talk about a power couple. But how do they find each other in the first place? Well, dung beetles have some slick communication tricks. Some species use pheromones, scent signals, to attract mates from afar. Others get musical, vibrating their wings to create a buzzing sound that's basically their version of a love song. Imagine a beetle serenading his crush with a poop ball in one hand and a tiny guitar in the other. Okay, maybe not the guitar, but you get the vibe. Now, it's not all love and roses in dung beetle land. There's some serious competition out there. Male beetles will fight tooth and horn to claim the best dung piles or defend their mates. Some species have massive horns they use like battering rams, while others rely on sneaky tactics, stealing dung balls when their rivals aren't looking. It's like a mix of gladiator battles and undercover heists, all for the glory of poop. And here's the kicker. Dung beetles don't just compete, they cooperate. In some species, they form mini colonies with a clear hierarchy. The strongest males get the best dung, the sneakiest ones grab what they can, and the females keep everything running smoothly. It's a delicate balance, and it's all built around their obsession with dung. But why does this matter? Because their hard work doesn't just benefit them, it's saving entire ecosystems. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Dung beetles aren't just cool because they're strong or have wild social lives, they're critical to keeping our planet healthy. Without them, ecosystems would be in serious trouble. These tiny beetles are like the glue that holds nature together, and here's why. First up, disease control. Dung piles are like party central for flies and parasites, which can spread diseases to animals and even humans. But when dung beetles get to work, they bury the dung before the flies can throw their gross little raves. Studies show that areas with healthy dung beetle populations have lower rates of diseases like E. coli and Salmonella. That's right, these beetles are out here saving lives. But it's not just about cleaning up. By burying dung, beetles enrich the soil with nutrients, making it a buffet for plants, worms, and microbes. This boosts biodiversity, creating a ripple effect that supports everything from birds to predators. Plus, their tunnels aerate the soil, helping water and oxygen reach plant roots. It's like they're gardening for the entire ecosystem. And here's a bonus. Dung beetles are climate warriors. When dung sits on the surface, it releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas. By burying it, beetles trap those gases underground, reducing emissions. Scientists estimate that dung beetles save millions of tons of greenhouse gases every year. So, next time someone asks you who's fighting climate change, you can say, "Oh, just my buddy, the dung beetle." These little guys are proof that even the smallest creatures can have a massive impact. But here's the thing. Dung beetles need our help. Their world is changing, and not for the better. Let's talk about the challenges they face and what we can do to protect them. Here's the tough part. Dung beetles are in trouble. Habitat loss, climate change, and modern farming practices are making life harder for these tiny heroes. When grasslands are turned into monoculture farms or overgrazed, the dung supply dries up and beetles lose their homes. Pesticides can wipe out entire populations, and climate change is messing with their breeding cycles. It's a rough world out there for a poop-rolling beetle. But there's hope. Scientists around the world are studying dung beetles to understand how we can protect them. From reintroducing native species to creating beetle-friendly farming practices, there's a growing movement to give these recyclers a fighting chance. For example, in Australia, researchers introduced dung beetles to manage cow dung, and it's been a game changer for soil health and biodiversity. And here's where you come in. You don't have to be a scientist to help dung beetles. Support sustainable farming by buying local organic produce. Advocate for conservation efforts in your community. Or just spread the word about these incredible creatures. Every little bit helps. And together, we can make sure dung beetles keep rolling for generations to come. So there you have it, the epic tale of the dung beetle, nature's ultimate recycler. From their superhuman strength to their spicy social lives, these tiny creatures are proof that even the messiest jobs can have a massive impact. They're cleaning up our planet, boosting biodiversity and fighting climate change, all while rolling balls of poop with style. So next time you see a beetle hard at work, give it a little cheer. They're the heroes we didn't know we needed. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. If you loved this deep dive into the world of dung beetles, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's the weirdest animal you want me to cover next? Until then, keep exploring, keep curious, and maybe don't step in any dung. Peace out.